How y'all doing out there? So today we are going to make some smothered chicken using drumsticks. And you know it's good. Real good. Like that good. Let's get started. So I went on and cleaned the chicken. Yes, on one of those I like to clean the meat. Then I started off with some extra virgin olive oil. One of my favorites to use as a marinade is this Chipotle ranch dressing. It works wonders. You can find it at Aldi. Then I went in with a teaspoon of the chicken bouillon. Then I went in with the teaspoon of the granulated garlic powder. Then I went in with the teaspoon of the Cajun seasoning. Again, these are the seasonings I prefer. You can use what you like. Then I went in with a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. I also added a teaspoon of onion powder. I also went in with a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of dry mustard. I also went in with a half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. We're going to move right along. Now I went in with a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Then I went in with a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now you want to get in there and evenly coat all your pieces. The marinade, the olive oil, the dry seasonings, it all works well together. And you can use any pieces of the chicken you like, but my family preferred drumsticks tonight, so we're going to move right along. And let me add that this little marinade concoction works well on beef. Moving along, we're going to go to the cast iron skillet. Add your butter, some fresh garlic, also some spring onion or whatever herbs you prefer, but I like fresh. Then we're going to go ahead and mix that well. You're going to be on medium-low heat so that you do not burn the butter or the garlic. Then you want to add your drumsticks. Now we're going to let this sear on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on if you're on a gas stove or electric. Right now I am using an electric stove. Now we don't want to overcrowd the pan, but make sure you can get them all in there evenly. And after you get that good sear on them, they should look something like this. And by now your kitchen should be smelling real good. Now we're going to go in and turn our drumsticks to the other side. Whichever chicken pieces you prefer to use, you just want to make sure you have an even sear on each side of your pieces. Similar to this. Look at the perfection. I like to use chicken breasts and chicken thighs to do this meal as well. It's so good. Now we're still on medium-low. We're going to let it sear for an additional 3 to 4 minutes on the opposite side. Look at that. Now we're going to go in with 1 cup of chicken or veggie broth. By the way, I am using low sodium chicken broth. Then I'm going to cover for about 15 minutes on simmer. Moving right along, yes, I used the boxed red beans and rice. No worries. We're focused on this gravy right here. Now look at that silky smooth gravy right there, y'all. Now for me, I'm going to remove the chicken because I have another step that I like to do to elevate this gravy. Remember, this is not our home style southern gravy. This is just a quick 30-minute meal. Using what we have on hand. I went on and removed the drumsticks. Look at that drip. Now I'm going to go in with 1 cup of heavy cream. But you can omit this if you like. Dairy is not for everyone. Now you want to go ahead and mix that well. Make sure you do it vigorously so you can get everything, because the flavor is at the bottom and all around the sides. Look at that. Now for this part of the process, you want to exercise a little bit of patience and go ahead and just trust the process. If you need to adjust your seasonings, go ahead. Let me tell you, once all the flavors marry one another, baby, you got your silky smooth gravy that's going to be out of this world. I cannot wait for you to make it and leave me some feedback in the comments. Now let's move along. I added a tablespoon of water. You see that chicken right there? It hasn't even hit this gravy yet, y'all. Now, you can add a little bit of this browning if you like. It's optional. We're going to go ahead and mix that in. It's almost flavorless. But for me, I wanted to add a tint of color to the gravy. Look at that deliciousness. By now, you're probably licking your spoon for a taste test. I went on in with some sliced onions. I prefer fresh. Mixing that in well. Look at it one more time. Now you don't have to add onions, but for me, if you watched my Flying Dutchman video, you know I love onions. Let's go ahead and add that chicken on in that gravy. Now let me share a fun fact with you. One of the reasons chicken drumsticks are commonly used in recipes is because they offer a good balance between flavor, texture, and affordability. We know how inexpensive them drumsticks can be. Now don't come for me in the comments. I went on and added the drippings from that plate that the drumsticks set on. And look at that gravy. And you see those onions? Baby, this gravy right here is so good on rice. That's why we went on in with the red beans and rice. Now you know you can go on with yellow rice, white rice. You can also use mashed potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes. You can use zucchini noodles, whatever you prefer. Just go ahead and pair it well with them good old drumsticks and gravy. Now, how many of you use chicken breast for this recipe? I know it's good. But anyway, let's go ahead and get plated. Look at those drumsticks. They coming in hot, y'all. Look at this one. Yes, indeed. We are ready. Let's go ahead and add some of that good old homemade gravy. Now we got ourselves a homemade meal in less than 30 minutes. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl, Cooking Girl Chronicles. Thanks for watching, and here's the written recipe to this particular meal, and join us for others.